everyone, welcome to the Book Over, a little book club where we talk about books, especially the ones that give us book hangovers. I'm Sarah, and with me is Megan.
Hey everybody.
Today we are talking about Aveke by Tijan. The names, everybody, it's the name.
That one, it always trips us up, Tijan or Tijan.
Yeah, so we felt like it was a must read for us because if you've watched our Rich Prick, and I think I did a short video, I don't know, I love Zeke, basically. I love Zeke, so I needed to read his story, and
you asked for it. You're like, are we gonna get it? And she was like, yes. And you were like, yes. You were so excited.
So excited. Well, and this actually, because it's a novella, it started out as a short in I think it was the Nightingale anthology.
Oh, okay,
but
yeah.
It's not the whole novella. So I loved that because you don't know that it's not the whole one. So it stops at a certain, pretty early in the story actually, because I looked it up because I never read it because she said she was working on it, and I was like, oh, okay. But then when I got it, I was like, well, when does that one end? So yeah, you get a lot more in the novella. So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would have. I'm more of a wait in that scenario, especially if it's novellas are already short. I don't want half of a novella.
Yeah.
It's a good tease though for people, who are reading novellas, who are reading just like who are using it as a sampler. It's great for that. But for like the fans of like Zeke, like who have wanted it for a while, we want like let's have the whole novella.
Right. And I think we got a good amount of his story with Ava's, and I was like, the whole time I'm like, what is this title? What is Aveke? And I'm like, and then when it finally, Zeke comes up with this couple name pretty early on, and I was like, oh, because I think I was doing it like
that or something, right?
Yeah.
It was pretty early on.
It was pretty early on.
That seems pretty on brand for him.
Right? It is. That's what I loved, was like, we didn't lose who Zeke was at all in this story.
Yeah.
And it was funny to me because a lot of the other characters had the same journey of falling in love with Zeke as I did. Where like at first there were so many times they were telling Ava like, oh, I didn't really care for him, or he's this or he's that, but like she got, like then they're like, oh, actually he's not that bad of a guy, or and then him with his oh gosh, what's it called when you like stand like your friends, you're always for that friend. Oh gosh,
your bromance, your best friend. With Blaze, his
well, he does have that with Blaze, but he's loyal. He's loyal.
Yeah.
He's very loyal.
And he's still obsessed with Mason. I love how they threw that in.
Yeah.
And Bryn still is like, she's like, yeah, he's a good guy, but I like this. They held true to the character.
Very, very much. And I loved that we saw those characters. I loved that Blaze was in there, and Bryn and Cross and
Heather and Logan. Every book that Logan lawyers in, I feel like every book that's in the Fallen Crest universe, Logan pops up as a lawyer. Like a lawyer is always needed, and Logan is doing shenanigans.
Poor Logan. Getting called into a bingo. And I was just like, what is going on? Why are we at bingo? It was like the best, like one of the best parts was this like Logan, and he was the same way. He's like, why am I here?
The best.
Sorry. Anyway,
he's great. He was meant to be a lawyer, but now with Ava, it took me a minute because it's been a while since I've read this universe to be like, wait, who is she? Where is she from? And then I was like, wait a minute, the girl who worked at the pizza place. Oh wait, and she worked in the diner, and then she was dating that guy, and like it took me a minute to remember that. I guess I feel like I don't know if she first popped up in Heather's book or Crew series. I'm trying to remember like where she first popped up. And I feel like it was either The Boy I Grew Up With or Crew.
See, I don't know.
I don't think it was Fallen Crest.
I remember her from Rich Prick at the pizza place. And when they mentioned something about the pizza place and like something, I was like, oh, okay, this is who Ava is. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't read all of Fallen Crest yet.
I don't think she
So,
is in Fallen. I don't think it's there. I think
okay.
it's more if it is, I feel like it'd be Crew or Heather's books when they're like at the
Mhm.
restaurant and like because
I
she
have
was
to
there.
reread Crew. I don't remember her. But that's so true to Ava, right? She's
Mhm.
everywhere but always like in the back.
She reminds me of the guy from Gilmore Girls who Kirk who like did he was like he like you would see him and he would do all the jobs.
Yeah.
Like that's how I picture her as like just like in the neighbor like the in the neighborhood of
Mhm.
Rousseau and Fallen Crest just kind of popping up like working like at every like place. So I liked that. I liked a female version of that, and I liked
Yeah.
her story that she
Mhm.
had several was living with several generations of her family.
Mhm.
She took on all that family stuff,
Yeah.
that generational hurt, and then she's on her own and she finds Zeke. Well, she always had Zeke, but they like make things happen.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like almost insta, but it's not insta because they've known each other forever. So
Right.
it like worked.
Yeah, but I think they never really interacted beyond the like customer plus whatever she was at the time,
Yeah.
server or cashier, So it was like
Mhm.
I think that was like the extent of their
There, yeah.
relationship until the bar and her like paying more attention more so to him, and then like when he finally spoke to her, which I thought was
Mhm.
cute because that happens, you never
Yeah.
know, like somebody who you see every day might be the person.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, you do hear stories like that, or like someone, came back from college, moved back, and then,
Mhm.
yep, one day they just make their move. I liked that.
Exactly.
That was really nice.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I just thought I liked it. I love my Zeke, and I'm so happy to see him happy and
Yeah. Showing off
somebody.
his talents for good.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So there was some good stuff in it. There was a little bit of drama,
Mhm.
solutions. I liked all the
Dealing
old
with insecurities,
characters.
yeah, growing up, dealing with insecurities, and
Mm-hmm.
the party scene was funny because she's like such a wallflower, and he's like, "Let's throw a party your first night here," and they're all like, "Why would you do that?" Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
not
wasn't it
social.
Blaze who told him that too? Like,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. It was so cool seeing Blaze as the best friend in this book when we saw Zeke as the best friend in Rich Prick.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was such a cool
It was really,
change.
yes. I love that. And because, like, I recently reread Rich Prick, I feel like, and then
Yeah.
to,
Mhm.
the epilogue on that one with like years down the road, and he's like soccer career and how Aspen's brother is Nate, right?
Yeah. And they pop up in Nate's book too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. So it's like how like Zeke and Nate,
Get
right,
on.
watch Blaze's games, and like Zeke kind of
Oh
got, yeah, yeah. This is like, it's just fun. It's like this group of friends, and you're just watching
yeah.
them, and it's just so fun,
It
basically.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And and Tijan,
Hmm.
I always
I
say
think
it
so.
wrong,
Yeah.
has a way of like writing, and I think even more so in the Fallen Crest world, like this voice of kind of how the characters talk and how they talk about their found family. And I can't put my finger on it, but like you could give me like a book that she wrote like in this world, but not tell me, and like change the character names, and I would know it because
Hmm.
it's just like this tone they have. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I
yeah.
don't know, like found family kind of mafia.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just
without the mafia.
without the
Well,
yeah.
no, she does
With the
have some mafias though that are really good.
there's some
Yeah.
like Bennett Mafia ties.
Bennett Mafia is really, really good. And she has a new one that's actually Mafia.
Yeah, and Nate, they meant the Mafia is a little bit involved.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
a
haven't
little.
read Nate. See, I'm behind you guys. I'm so behind, and I was just so focused on Zeke because
Because
something
that's your
happened
boy.
there.
That's your boy.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved
Well,
it.
Nate's into the list. But yeah, it's a good Fallen Crest world. I'm so glad that she continues to write in the world because there's still some characters that I want to get books. And
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and for somebody like me who's only read like the first book of Fallen Crest,
But you
so
read Crew and
I've read Crew, and then I've read Rich Prick and now Aveke. it makes you, so anyone who like picks up Aveke or picks up Rich Prick or the Crew series now will be intrigued to read this one or that one, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's awesome that it's like they're all separate, but they're also connected. And then I don't know how anyone else feels, but like I felt like there was enough background given to some of the characters that I was like, oh, okay, like Heather, you know, it was very clear that Heather owned the restaurant bar place. It starts with an M? Manny's. Yeah. Yeah. You know, so it's like it was clear, even though I knew who Heather was already from Crew. And I knew, but like it was like we got that information in there. So anyone who doesn't know that series
we got to get you to read Heather's book. That's a good one. I just realized you haven't read that.
I need to.
We're gonna get you on that one. That's a good one.
Okay. TBR.
You really would like that.
Probably. There's so many books, so little time. If anyone wants to like take over, you know, running a family, I will be happy to sit for a month and catch up. All right. Okay, so I think the hero of the books for this one would be reading any of the other ones in this world.
Yeah, any like Fallen Crest, Crew, anything in this world. Yep.
I agree.
Totally agree.
Yeah. And Rich Prick, if you haven't read that one, because that's where you meet Zeke, and then at first you don't like him, and then you're like, oh no, I love this guy. So, all right. Thank you for listening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time on the Book Over.
Bye.